Hey everyone, it's Tim Holtz and I'm here at my studio up in Prescott, and Scrapbook.com is joining me to show you some really cool stuff. I'm going to introduce you to the new Halloween line from Ideology. This is Regions Beyond, and there's a whole kind of eclectic assortment of Halloween goods, and I'm just going to give you some ideas and inspiration on, why I designed it and what you can do with it. So it all revolves around, of course, the paper line. Now the paper line, I decided to go 8x8 because for Halloween, it's really about creating cards and decor elements. It's double-sided paper, and you can see it's really vintage-inspired, old-school Halloween, from poison labels to really cool patterns, stripes and dots. Some of my favorite, those old kind of cryptic cabinet cards. Just some really great background text like a damask there. Some really great vintage adverts with amazing typography of the Undertaker and coffin. So still very Halloween-inspired. Some great stripes and some zigzags or chevron, and kind of the cool Poe and some kind of vintage covers. I love this paper line. I love the collection too, even everything from like insects and beetles. So what's really great about this is this became kind of the inspiration for a lot of these other elements. And I'm going to show you one of the cool things that this paper pad features. The back of it, the very last two pages, we've got some labels here, but this page that is all collage based. What's cool about this particular design is this paper, although it's cool by itself, you can cut it up, use it for cards or collage, but it is designed to work with my fragments, if you're familiar with these fragment tiles from Ideology. So here's what's really nice, and you do get two sheets. One side you're going to have your printed design, the other side is a solid background, and all of these designs here, they fit all the various sizes of fragments. So here I can make all of these really cool custom tiles and custom embellishments with ease, and all the different sizes from the little ones to all the pieces, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to create a tile. So here it is. We'll take this guy at the bottom because he's pretty easy, this owl one. So I'm just going to start. You can go in and just cut it apart. You can see that right on the outline. I can just follow that line. So just go with your scissor and just cut this apart. It's really easy to navigate. Nothing lines up, so I don't want to go in with a paper trimmer specifically because I'm not going to have a straight line all the way up to the top. But I've got my paper and I've got my tile. Then you're just going to take some glossy accents. I want to use glossy accents because I want this to be crystal clear when it dries. And I'm just going to scribble some right over one side of the fragment. There is no top or bottom to a fragment, so you can use either side. But I'm just scribbling that down. I don't need a lot of adhesive at all. And then I'm just going to go in, place this down, kind of give it just a little movement to spread that around, and I'm just going to hold that down. I want to press that just to make sure that all of the air bubbles and everything kind of escape out of the side. And then I have a cool custom tile that I can do rub-ons on this. I can put this on a card, a frame, whatever I want. So you've got just a really great use for this piece of paper if you want to make these custom fragment tiles. Super easy. All right, so some other things that we've got in the line, in addition, of course, to the paper is, I love this one. This, of course, is ephemera. If you're an ephemera junkie like I am, oh my gosh, there's so much good stuff in here. There are 97 pieces of all sorts of vintage die-cut Halloween goodness. Everything from vintage cool moons to really cool kind of scientific skeletons to poison labels to flashcards to Poe to really old school decor, bingo cards, tickets, everything. I mean, big and small and kind of everything in between. 97 pieces of Halloween good. I just want this. I'm going to glue it on everything. So this is really a great thing, the ephemera pack. And I like these elements because really you can use them on so many different things when it comes to ephemera, whether you do cards or scrapbook pages or mixed media. It's really great to have ephemera because I find it really kind of convenient to work with. Then, of course, we have some remnant rubs. Now, these are two sheets of remnant rubs. And what's unique about this time for Halloween, because the Halloween elements, there, of course, are some really cool things like the skulls. So what I did, and I'm not necessarily going to apply it, I'll just show you. So any of the skulls, because I wanted to use it on light or dark surfaces, what I did on these is I decided to fill in that skull head with white. So I can apply a lot of these with open space to dark surfaces, and I'm really going to get that to pop. And remember, the remnant rubs work on glass, metal, anything. So you can apply this to like a glass votive, put a tea light in there for a really creepy Halloween effect, but you're able to get that skull. So that's one of the neat things I did on the rubs for Halloween this year. Some other cool things, we've got the Industrious. So these are, of course, just the metallic stickers, but I did like links of chain and some great borders, some cobwebs, kind of some old school embossed owls and spiders. They're pretty cool in there. I think that's really fun. Then I did a small element. Now this is These are really great. I love these, especially if you just want to go in with a really cool decor. These, of course, are the alpha parts, and what's nice about this, it's plastic. Remember, we can just snip this, but here we've got words and spiders and bats and everything that we can use on cards. What's nice about this plastic, of course, I can add stickles if you want to add glitter onto this. I can paint it. I can even add foil to these. It's just a really nice, inexpensive, dimensional element because you can cut it apart and get so much out of these, which I like. Then if you're, of course, a fan of vintage, we have to have that vintage-inspired trimming, the Halloween trims, the metallic rickrack, and all of those. That's what's really cool about these. So you can see that really great sparkly effect of the Halloween trimming. So if you're into that old school nostalgia Halloween where you've got that little rickrack around the party hats and favors, this stuff is so cool. I love it, I love it. Then we've got some design tape. So what's nice about design tape, it's pretty similar to washi tape, but it has a very slick kind of matte coating. But the printing on this is quite impressive because it's got some really great detail. And unlike tissue tape, this is actually colored. I actually need to find the end. What this is, you can see, is really detailed printing. Check that out on tape. So you can see all the writing, all the print, and that's what's really great about the design tape, is it's got that great 4-color printing on a beautiful, still semi-translucent tape. So I can put this over text or dictionary or anything, but it's a really nice decorative tape, and you can see that you get all the different sizes. So I want to do trims around photos or just accents on projects. I really love this Regions Beyond tape. Then we've got some elements, some embellishments, just kind of some fun things. Crypt cameos. These are cool. These are just those really great kind of dimensional carved out cameos that you can attach to a journal or a card or a mini book. Just love that great kind of gothic look of the skeletons and skulls and kind of Day of the Dead thing, just some really nice stuff. Then we have some adornments. Now the adornments, these are really tiny little Halloween charms. One of the things as a paper crafter I'm always looking for are really small charms. I mean, I love charms for the jewelry aspect, but when you put it on a card, it just overpowers it. So I've taken some charms and made really small versions, which are great for cards or mini books or journals. Then we have those little kind of stamped coins as well. So this is a really fun adornment pack. And another favorite are these boneyards. I'm going to be honest, I call them boneheads just because I think they're pretty funny. But these are great because these are resin skulls. So they're dimensional and they've got a great little grinning smile on there. Kind of fun because Halloween can be creepy, but it has to be fun as well. There's a flat surface so we can glue them down to something. I like to use them in the cork domes. I think this is a really great way that I can either fill them or like put some moss down in there, glue one of those guys in there, or just fill this all up with these great little smiling guys. So I think this is going to make a really cool Halloween embellishment. And there's just a lot of fun with this whole collection of Regions Beyond. If you love Halloween, but more importantly, you love kind of that vintage inspired look, this is really the ultimate collection. So another cool thing that I'm excited about that we're launching as part of the Halloween release is now with all of the texture fades coming out with Sizzix, we are printing the art on the actual folder. And I think this is really going to make it so convenient for all of us crafters, because if you're like me and you have all your texture fades, you're used to just seeing the clear and you're like, which one is it? So now the fact that all the art is printed on there in black, it's very easy to grab them, organize them, whether you have them in envelopes or whether you have them in a bin. This is going to be nice. So we're doing this on all of the texture fades moving forward. So one of the cool things, of course, always about texture fades, especially if you're using it with something like Craft Core, is the ability to emboss on the colored cardstock, then go in with your sanding grip. Now, one of the things I love about a sanding grip, of course, is that flat surface. But when I sand, I'm kind of going in a circular motion because remember, this is embossing kind of with a dimensional aspect. So don't just go in one direction. Kind of keep that circular motion, and that's going to allow you to reveal as much of that design as you want. So something really cool that I'm excited about.